Sup nerds, today we have Ruin Mode Turbo versus Imperialdramon. Ben starts off by hatching and then evoing into Wormmon. Playing Analog Youth, Scourge top 3. Adds a fighter mode. I hatch Koro, evo into Agu for 0. And then I evo into Geo for 2 memory and then play Yellow Memboost for 3, Scourge top 4. Add the BT21 Agu. Bot deck the rest. Ben wasn't paying attention, so I revealed it for him just so he knows what I searched. Ben stays in raising, evos into Flamedramon, sorry. And evos into Imperialdramon for 4 to set me to 3. And I just stay in the back and play BT21 Marcus to choke him to 1. He promotes. Evos into Imperialdramon Dragon Mode for 4 and blitzes. Triggers the when attacking to trash ShineGreymon, and then triggers Dragon Mode's effect, evos for 2 into Fighter Mode, triggers Fighter Mode, trashes top security, and 2 checks. And now I can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects, but he did check a Yellow Memboost. Thank you, very cool, and give me 5 memory. Alright, what can I do? I promote. I don't have to worry about aces, which is dope. I don't pay for Marcus, and I just hard play the BT21 Marcus in my hand to trigger the Geo effect to evo into Rise for free. Trigger Rise to give Alliance and Rush and 3000 DP to the Marcus. I can declare an attack, but unless you're passing turn, there's no reason to declare the attack with the effect. So I pop double boost to go to 4, and then evo into ShineGreymon for 3. I swing security, trigger his effect, suspend Marcus, give him 3000 DP and security attack +1 into the end of the turn. Trigger my inheritables, draw 2, trigger Marcus, evo into Ruin Mode for free, and now he's 20,000 DP for 2 checks. First check and second check. So this is an advantage of knowing Ben's list. I actually know that he plays Pandemonium Flame, and that's why I did not swing with my Marcus evo into my Shine for free, because I knew that if I checked a Pandemonium Flame, I just straight up lose the game on the spot. So I played around it by just raw dog evoing and then swinging and triggering the double Ruin Mode proc and all that stuff. And then Pandemonium Flame can't pop Ruin Mode, so it pops the Marcus because it's mandatory, and then I get to recover the Marcus into my security. Shout out Rise Greymon inheritable. End of attack. Delete the Shine and delete his dude. Recover and hatch. He's minus 10,000 DP into the end of his turn. He does get to tap Analog U to gain a memory and hatch. He'll eventually hatch. There we go. Evo into Agu for 0. And Evo into Geo for 2. GLHF. Plays Analog Youth for 2. Scourges top 3. Adds the Dragon Mode. Trashes the rest. Evos into Vmon. Evos into ShineGreymon for 2, my turn. I promote, gain memory from Geo. Evo into Rise for 3, trigger Rise effects, give Marcus 3000 DP and Rush and Alliance for the turn. I swing security, draw 2 from my inheritables, trigger Marcus. Evo into Rise X for free, trigger Rise X. Play Marcus for free, and then Alliance, 13k, 2 checks. Survive, then evo into BT2 Shine for 4, suspend Marcus, trigger Marcus, evo into Ruin Mode for free, and Ben's minus 5,000 DP on his field until the end of his turn. He does get to promote here. His Vmon does give him 2,000 DP, so he doesn't immediately die, but the minus 5,000 blanket is going to keep him from just comboing off on me. He has to just like evo up a line to do anything. He plays Analog Youth for 2, Scourges top 3. Adds Dino B, trashes the rest. He almost tries to bot deck them like he did a memory boost, so I just put him in the trash for him. Evos into Dino B for 4. Triggers Dino B. Adds the fighter mode back to hand. And then my turn at 2. I hatch Koro. I pay for 1 Marcus. Evo and Agu for 0. I swing security with Marcus, draw 2 off my inheritables, minus 2 off of the Agumon inheritable on the Dino B, and then 3k 1 check. So this is another advantage. I know that he's playing the Imperialdramon Dragon Mode Ace, and so I'm playing around it by swinging at the Marcus first. I survive, Nice swing with Ruin Mode, 15k. He does blast into the Dragon Mode that I knew was in his hand. And then he scoops. He was hoping to rip the Fighter Mode Ace to bot deck my Shine on the swing, but I told him that I had the new ShineGreymon in my hand anyway to kill him even if that happened. So once I checked the security, I had game. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. Really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in either one of these deck profiles, the links for them will be in the pinned comment below. Also, if you're interested in early access videos as well as other channel perks, consider becoming a channel member. The join button, the subscribe button used to be if you're already subscribed. All right, Ben makes me go first for game 2. I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu, and play Marcus for 4. He hatches, Evo's in a Worm, plays Great Memory Boost, Scorches top 3, adds the Fighter Mode, bot decks the rest, plays another Grape, Scorches 3 more cards, adds the Dragon Mode, bot decks the rest. And at this point, I am struggling to play the game. I do not have level 4 in my hand. My hand's kind of bricked. I just hard play the BT21 Marcus, pass turn. He promotes, plays Vmon, trashes Wormmon, draws 2. Pops 1 Memory Boost, Evo's into Shade for 2, triggers Shade effect. Plays the Wormmon he just trashed, triggers Wormmon effect. Scorches top 3. Adds the Dragon Mode to hand. He swings Security, triggers the when attacking inheritable to trash the Vmon, 5k 1 check. He does survive, unfortunate for me. Pops the other Based. Evo's into another Shade for 2, triggers Shade effect. Plays Vmon, triggers Vmon effect, trashes Imperialdramon, draws 2 more cards. And now he's going to DNA on me now that he's finally seen what he needs to see and trash the cards he wanted to trash. DNA's into Dino B, triggers Dino B's effect, plays the Imperialdramon for free. Gives the Vmon rush and attacks. It dies. Swings with Dino B. Triggers the when attacking to trash the Flamedramon. It survives. Then he's going to DNA into Dragon Mode for free. He swings Security. Gains the DP and then triggers the effect Evo in a Fighter Mode for 2, trashes my top security and then 1 check. And then my turn, I'm going to go to 3 for my memory setter. Can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects, unfortunately. I finally drew level 4 for turn, so I can play slightly. That's cool, I guess. I promote, pay 1 for Marcus. Just 1 Marcus. Evo and a Geo for 2. Swing over the Vmon with Marcus, draw 1 from Koro, trigger Marcus. Evo into Rise for free. No effect on Rise, obviously. Can't play anything even if I had 1 in hand. And then Marcus beats over the Vmon. So if I had ripped BT2 Shine exactly, I could have actually cleared his board and probably stabilized. He would have had 3 memory, been minus 5,000 DP on his turn, and I probably could have started recovering on the following turn. But unfortunately never saw it, so Ben does take game 2 to force a game 3. Alright, and I make Ben go first for game 3. He hatches. Evo's in a Wormmon for 0. And Evo's in a Flamedramon for 2. I hatch Koro. Evo and Agu for 0. And Evo and a Geo for 3 to choke him to 1. So he stays in the back and Evo's in a Dino B for 4 to set me to 3. And I just stay in the back, play Marcus, choke him to 1. Just staring at each other. He stays in the back again, plays Grape, Scorches top 3. Adds the ShineGreymon, my turn at 2. And I'm just waiting until I have enough setup to double Ruin Mode him, to start looping him to where he can't even play the game. Still not quite there, unfortunately. If he'd given me 3 memory, I could have started doing it with what's in my hand. Assuming I saw a Ruin Mode, I don't have one in my hand yet. I stay in the back and just Evo and a Rise for 3 to set him to 1 again. He stays in the back again. Plays Grape, Scorches top 3. Adds the Wormmon, bot decks the rest. Unfortunately, I'm just 1 memory away still from starting to Ruin Mode loop him. So I just stay in the back and play another BT12 Marcus and set him to 2. If he doesn't promote, I can just promote and start Ruin Mode looping him, barring checking Pandemonium Flame out of security with my Marcus. Alright, he finally promotes. He takes the bait. Alright, and he just hard Evos into Dragon Mode for 4. Swing Security triggers his when attacking inheritable to trash promo ShineGreymon 14k for 1 check. Checks a Marcus, I just tap it to minus him by 3k, but it doesn't matter, he's passing turn. My turn at 2. So right now I have, once again, an advantage because I know Ben's list, and I know he's playing the BT16 Fighter Mode Ace, the blue-green one. So I'm going to play around it because it's pretty obvious that he has it in his hand. He's kind of broadcasting it with how he's doing this. So I promote, gain a memory off Marcus. I'm not going to bother paying for either of my Marcuses because I don't want to play into the fighter mode. So I Evo into Shine for 3. I Swing Security, trigger his effect, suspend the BT21 Marcus to give him 3k security attack plus 1 until the end of the turn. Draw 2 cards off my inheritables. Trigger Marcus to give him -3 and me +3, and then trigger my Augu to minus him by another 2, and then trigger ShineGreymon's when attacking to delete a 9k or lower. That way I don't get blown out by the fighter mode ace, because he can't ace me anymore. 18k, 2 checks. Check a Calling, who cares? And a Vmon, who cares? And then I don't want to let him play the game, so Evo in a room mode for 4 to pass turn. He hatches Minimon. Evo's in a Wormmon for 0. Plays Analog Youth for 2. Scratches top 3. Adds the Dino B. Trashes the rest. Evo's in a ShineGreymon for 2 to go to 0. Pops double Mim boost, goes to 4. Evo's into Dino B for 4. Activates Calling for 1. Adds Wormmon and Dragon Mode. And tricks me to 1 Sag. So I hatch Koro. I pay 1 for Marcus. Evo and Augu for 0. Swing Security with Marcus, draw 2 off my inheritables, 3k, 1 check. He dies, gets recovered in my security. Swing with Ruin Mode, 15k, 1 check. End of attack, deletes himself, recovers, -5k on Ben's board until the end of his turn. And I just Evo and a Geo to set him to 2. He promotes. Not too worried about what he can do with the blanket minus and only 2 memory. Alright, he Evos into Dragon Mode for 4 and does not attack. He's 7k, so obviously if he attacks, he'd only gain 2k from his effect, so he'd probably, there's a good chance he would die to security. So my turn at 2, I promote, gain 1 from Geo, gain 1 from Marcus. I'm not going to use the Marcus. Ben is obviously broadcasting that he still has that fighter mode ace in his hand. It's very apparent. Evo into Rise for 3. And I don't know what I was doing here. I have like 4 different tamers I can play off this Rise's effect, but I just don't play any of them for like no reason. Evo into Rise X for 1. Trigger his effect, because yeah. Play Marcus, minus 6,000 DP on the Dragon Mode, but do not trigger the Marcuses on play. Evo into Shine for 4. Suspend all my Marcuses. Minus him by 12,000 DP from just the Marcuses. Gain 1 from my BT13 Marcus. Draw 3 from my inheritables. And then trigger BT12 Marcus, Evo in a Ruin Mode for free. And now he can't, I mean, he can play a guy off of his on deletion, but it's not going to do anything. He did forget his Analog Youth, but I don't really think it matters. He hatches. Evo's in a Wormmon. Obviously, he could have just been bluffing the fighter mode ace, but there's no reason for me to play into it. I have no idea why I didn't trigger my Rise effect. I have so many tamers I could have played off that. And he hard plays Dino B for 8, triggers its effects. Adds Imperialdramon to hand and sets me to 5. I hatch. Gain 1 from Marcus. And pay 1 for Marcus. Evo Augu for 0. So obviously he's broadcasting that he has the Dragon Mode ace as well as the Fighter Mode ace now. I Swing Security with Marcus, draw 3 cards from my inheritables, 3k, 1 check. So Ben just asked me to show him the new Rise, because he can't stop all 3 attacks. Like if he Fighter Modes me or Dragon Modes me, he can pop the Marcus, then I swing with the Ruin Mode, and then I just hard play Rise for game. So he just asked me to reveal it, and I do, and he scoops. So we do take the match 2-1, and then I'm like, show me the aces. I knew you had them in your hand, because I was playing around the whole game. Boom, there they are. I knew it. So we do take the match 2-1, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. I want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.